Imagine this. You're a 29-year-old diplomat in Renaissance Italy, navigating a web of alliances, betrayals, and wars. One day, you're on top of the world, negotiating with kings and dukes. The next, you're exiled, humiliated, and accused of conspiring against the state. This was Niccolò Machiavelli's life in 1512, when the Medici family took control of Florence. Stripped of his position, imprisoned, and even tortured, Machiavelli faced ruin. But instead of fading into obscurity, he decided to immortalize his knowledge in a book that has become synonymous with cunning and strategy. The Prince. In this book, Machiavelli famously wrote, "A wise ruler ought never to keep faith, when by doing so, it would be against his interests." It's bold, it's unsettling, and it raises a question. Is deception truly the key to success? Today, we're diving into The Art of Deception, Machiavelli's controversial guide to modern success. But before you judge, remember, this isn't about being evil. It's about understanding the game. Let's start with a hard truth. People are unpredictable, and trust is fragile. Machiavelli believed that to navigate the complexities of human relationships, a leader, or anyone seeking success, must be able to manipulate perception. He argued that while honesty is noble, it's not always practical. To survive, you must understand when to bend the truth or conceal your intentions. Think about it in today's world. Politicians promise change, but often deliver compromise. CEOs talk about teamwork, while secretly plotting mergers that will cut jobs. Social media influencers post carefully curated versions of their lives, masking the reality behind the scenes. This isn't cynicism, it's strategy. Machiavelli believed deception wasn't inherently bad. It was a tool like any other. "Men are so simple," he wrote, "and so ready to obey present necessities that a deceiver will always find someone who will let himself be deceived." Does that sound harsh? Maybe, but it's also true. One of Machiavelli's key lessons was this: success often depends not on what you are, but on what you seem to be. He explained that a ruler must appear virtuous, even if, in private, they're doing the exact opposite. Why? Because people judge by appearances, not by facts. This idea is alive and well today. Think about job interviews. Are companies hiring the most qualified candidate? Or are they hiring the one who appears the most confident and competent? Or take marketing. Every brand wants to seem like it cares about sustainability, even if their factories tell a different story. In Machiavelli's time, a prince who looked generous but secretly hoarded wealth had a better chance of staying in power than one who spent recklessly and went bankrupt. The same logic applies now. In any competitive field, perception is reality. One of Machiavelli's most debated ideas is the balance between fear and love. He asked, "Is it better to be loved or feared?" His answer, "It's ideal to be both, but if you have to choose, fear is safer." This doesn't mean being a tyrant. It means maintaining control. People may love you, but love is fickle. It fades when things go wrong. Fear, on the other hand, is reliable. It keeps people in line. In the modern world, think about strong leaders in business. Steve Jobs, for example, wasn't exactly loved by his employees. Many feared his perfectionism and high standards. But that fear drove innovation and loyalty to Apple's mission. Machiavelli wasn't saying you should terrify everyone around you. His point was about respect and boundaries. When people know you won't hesitate to enforce your rules, they're less likely to cross you. Here's where things get even more controversial. Machiavelli believed that success often requires breaking moral rules. Loyalty, kindness, and fairness are admirable, but sticking to them blindly can be dangerous. A prince never lacks legitimate reasons to break his promise. He wrote, "Now, before you call this unethical, think about how often this happens in real life. Companies make contracts only to renegotiate them later. Politicians form alliances only to break them when it's no longer beneficial. Even in personal life, there are times when bending the rules might be necessary. Have you ever told a white lie to protect someone's feelings? Or withheld information to avoid unnecessary conflict?" Machiavelli wasn't promoting chaos. He was promoting adaptability. Rules are tools, not chains. But let's not glorify deception without understanding its risks. Machiavelli warned that deception is a double-edged sword. If you're caught in a lie, the consequences can be devastating. In today's world, think of public figures who have been exposed for scandals or hypocrisy. Trust, once broken, is incredibly hard to rebuild. Machiavelli would argue that the key to successful deception is subtlety. You don't lie outright. You redirect, you omit, you create doubt. It's about controlling the narrative, not destroying it.